guys, welcome back or welcome to my channel. For those of you who are new to my channel, my name is Wajihat Bankole and thank you so much for clicking on this video. I appreciate you so much and welcome to today's video. So in today's video I am going to be sharing with you guys all of the books that I read in June and July. Okay, so June I did not do a wrap-up video and I am so sorry for that. So I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna put it together with my July wrap-up video, and here we are. Okay, I have all the books that I read in June and July. In June, I read a total of 7 books. So let's start with my June wrap-up first. Ace of Spades by Frida Abike-Yemide. This is a dark academia novel. When I first went into it, I thought it was going to be a thriller, but boy was I wrong. Okay, so when you go into this book, you get introduced to the main character, and then you get introduced to this anonymous character named Ace of Spades, kind of giving Gossip Girl. So you start the book thinking, oh, it's gonna be like Gossip Girl. I guess Gossip Girl wasn't really chill, but it was like drama filled, you know, TV show. But the more you read, the more deeper you get into the book, you realize like, oh, this is some dark stuff happening in here. What is going on? 4.75 stars. I really highly recommend it. Unravel the Ducks by Elizabeth Lim. This is the second book in the Blood of Stars duology. I was really excited for this book because I read the first book, Spin the Dawn, my first ever like fantasy book, and I was really excited for this one because I was like, okay, if Spin the Dawn did what it did, like 8, this should eat too, but it really didn't. I really didn't like it as much. I rated it a 3-star. I kind of recommend it. This Woven Kingdom by Tara Moffat. I really wanted to enjoy this book, but it did take me a minute to get through. This book had so much potential, but I just felt like it wasn't my cup of tea. I wasn't vibing with it. There was a lot of things that did happen in the book that I did fairly enjoy, but our 2 main characters, well, I guess 2 and kind of 3 main characters, but we don't get the 3rd guy until later in the book, like towards the end. But the 2 main characters, I did not connect with them the way I wanted to connect with them. Okay, I rated this book a 3-star. So one of my favorite reads of June was Twin Crowns by Catherine Doley and Catherine Weber. I really enjoyed this one because of the sisterhood and like just the lore of everything that happened in this book was so good and so fast-paced, and I just did not want to put this book down. Our 2 main characters, they're twins but separated at birth. One doesn't know about the other, but the other knows about the other one. So one lives with the witches and one is the princess of like the whole kingdom, and the princess doesn't know about the one that lives with the witches, but the one that lives with the witches knows about the princess, basically. I don't know if that makes sense, but it just was such a good book that I felt like I'm so excited to read the second book. I rated this book a 4.5. I really enjoyed it and I highly do recommend it. Tempest of Tea by Afasa Faisal. I did enjoy this one. This one was giving like a murdering type of fantasy. We had vampires involved and all that jazz, and I really enjoyed it because it was like a different pace of a fantasy book that I normally read, and I really loved our main character. Like, she was so amazing. She gave a strong female character vibes, and I really did think that Afasa did a great job writing this book. I cannot wait for the second book. Like, it's so good. I rated it a 4-star and I highly recommend it. Okay, my first line went by Ashley Welliston. Let me tell you this, I don't remember anything about this book. This book had me really messed up because you start and you think it's gonna be something different, but then it just is a mess. Like, for me personally, it was a mess of a book. Like, I was lost half the time reading this book. We had so many different people that we were following. I was like, what is going on? Our main character, she had so many different aliases because of her profession, and I was lost majority of the time. I rated it a 3-star. I'm not gonna sit here and rant on and on about it because I really didn't like it. Wayward by Emilia Hart. This was another favorite of mine of June. I really love this one. It's an historical fiction and we follow 3 different women in the same generation and they're witches. So we follow all 3. We follow their life story, what led them to doing whatever they did, how they came into touch with their powers, and we learn how like their connection was really strong and how they had each other back without even physically being there. I really enjoyed this one. I really thought it was a great book. It made me really mad because there was some really like hard stuff talked about, and just how these women were treated by men really made me really mad. I rated it a 4.5 and I highly do recommend it. Okay, so that is all for my June wrap up. Now it is time to go into my July wrap up, and this one I'm really excited for because I found one of my favorite books of all times. So in July I read a total of 8 books, and we had some great ones and we had some okay ones. Let's talk about them. Heartless by Elsie Silver. When I tell you this is by far the best book I read in a minute, it is. Like, I genuinely love this book. The love I have for this book is literally unmatched. Kate and Willa, I felt like they were perfect for one another. I spent the entire time reading this book laughing, giggling, kicking my feet, and was dying majority of the time. Willa and Kate are perfect for each other. I feel like they bounce off each other. Their chemistry freaking unmatched. Okay, I really give her 5 stars because I felt like she deserved it. Did what I wanted it to do. Reckless by Elsie Silver. This is the 4th book of the Chestnut Spring series. This one follows Winter and Theo, and we have the one night stand accidental pregnancy trope in this one. I wanted this one to really be a 5-star like Heartless, but they tried, they just didn't get it. Like, I just feel like Winter and Theo, I like them individually, but together I'm not sure how I feel about them. I do think Theo is the most like amazing guy in terms of like fictional character. He's amazing. He stepped up when he needed to. He did what he had to do, so I give him props for that. But I just don't know if I like them together, really. I'm not even gonna lie to you, for real. But individually I love them down. Okay, I love them down. But I rated this one a 4-star. I do highly recommend it. Love Unwritten by Lauren Asher. I really wanted to like rate this book a high 4-star, but it wasn't. I feel like the fact that this book was 500 pages and it's so long, I did not see the need for it to be so long. Really made me really mad. As soon as I got to the 300-page mark, I was over it. I was like, oh my god, like, what more do we have to know? Like what else? I rated it a 4-star. I kind of recommend it. Forbidden Hearts by Courtney Michaels. I don't remember anything I read in this book. I felt like it was a waste of time. I was really excited for this one, but then it fell through for me. I rated it a 3-star. 1,000 Heartbeats by Kira Cass. This was like a different type of vibes for me in terms of fantasy. This was like the old-fashioned fantasy, like with the queen and kings and the gowns and like 2 kingdoms fighting against each other, kind of giving Juliet, but not really. I kind of enjoyed it. I rated it a 3-star. I don't really remember much about this book except like what I just said. We have Parlous by Elsie Silver. This is the 3rd book of the Chestnut Spring series. I wanted this one to also be as good as Heartless, but we didn't get there. We literally didn't get there. I was not really a fan of our 2 main characters, Jasper and Stallone, I believe. I just wasn't vibing with them. I rated it a 4-star. Heartless was better, period. And the last book that I read in July was These Violent Delights by Chloe Gong. I don't really remember much about this book, but I do kind of remember it was given like historical fiction, kind of like historical fiction fantasy kind of. I want to say I enjoyed it, but I don't think I did. I felt like majority of the time I just was over it. I did listen to the audiobook like 3 chapters in. I was like, okay, I can't physically read this book, I need the audiobook, and I rated it a 3-star. I can't tell you if I recommend this to you or not because I generally did not really enjoy it. Our last book of July was The Wern in the Holly Library by K.L. Lindy. This was like a murder and dystopian. It's been a minute since I read a dystopian, so I was excited for this one, but it disappointed me. It disappointed me heavily. A lot of the things I was just like, this does not make sense. I'm really lost. I rated it a 3-star. Do I recommend it? No. And that is all the books I read in June and July. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I had so much fun filming this video. If this is my first video you're watching and you like the vibes, go ahead, hit that subscribe button. If you guys have read any of this books, let me know in the comments your thoughts, your opinion. Let's chat. And yeah, like I said, I love you guys. Thank you so much for all your support, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.